Hello guys, welcome back. So now we are in basic setting. So in basic setting, in this session, we'll talk about the last topic of basic setting, that is called posting key. But before starting posting key, now I'll just give some more explanations on this tolerance group, which I explained in the previous session. What is the use of tolerance group, guys? So tolerance group is setting which provide a kind of controls on the user in terms of it put a kind of restrictions in terms of amount and discount at the time of transaction posting, right? Simple what is the requirement is, let's suppose a particular person is there, a particular user is there. Now there is a requirement that this user can post a transactions till this much only. So such kind of controls where it is in tolerance group. Okay, so people can categorize the users, right? Let's suppose they are going to categorize in three part: level 1, level 2, level 3, isn't it? And at different category, different limits are going to be specified. At different category, different limits are going to be categorized. Specified. Now, so here, okay. So I'll tell you one more thing now. I said in the previous session, when you guys are going to define the tolerance group, why I said initially that you have to define a blank tolerance group. Okay, so blank tolerance group means, let's suppose here, generally we are giving like a group code and then you are giving your company code. Let me log in here and I'll show you. Time. Okay, use like OBA4. So when you have to define a tolerance group here, a group code, and then you have to give company code. So a separate assignment is not needed, guys. Separate assignment, because on the very first screen itself, tolerance group is getting created against a company code itself. Right? Here itself we are giving a company code, that is why a separate assignment is not needed. Okay, that is the one thing. Second thing, as I said, that if you keep a group field blank, then by default, whatever the limits are going to specify here, that limit is applicable to every user which belongs to this company code. Okay, already I have defined the tolerance group. Okay. If you keep blank, then this limit is going to be applicable to every users. Okay, tolerance group is a mandatory setting, guys. If the client says that I don't want to put any restrictions for any of my any user can post a transactions up to any limit. In that case, no need to give anything here in group field. Simply we can keep it blank and give the company code, and here we are giving a maximum limit. So initially it means 10 times 9 you have to give. Here also 10 times 9, here a particular percentage can be given, and then the way I have set up in the previous sessions. Okay. So for you people also, I'll suggest to give blank only here in the group field, because for you a different challenges will be there. So as I said, here the group field is going to be blank. Okay. Generally, if you give a code, a particular code, in that case, what happened, guys? You have to assign your user ID against that code. You must have to specify your user ID against that code. Okay. Now, if you have given a blank means this is also a blank code, you can say. So blank means now your user ID is going to be assigned against what? Here there is no code, so no need to assign the user ID. That is why I said blank group is going to be applicable to every user ID. By default, it is for every users. Okay. So when the organization says, in the sense when the client say that no, there should not be any restrictions, then since tolerance group is a required entry, in the sense required settings, simply we are going to set up a blank tolerance group and we'll give here maximum limits, and then we can set up. Okay. Now, for you people, as I said, like what is the challenges? If you don't keep blank, if you are going to give a code, then what happen? Generally, what happen? The major mistakes which people are going to do, like let's suppose, so you have defined a company code TM22. This is one company code, and for that you have defined a tolerance group. Let's suppose tolerance group TG1 or TGM. This is your tolerance group. Here you have given certain limit. So this tolerance group you have defined for this company code, right? And if you have, as I said, like if you have already entered a code in group field, then what will happen? Then here you have to assign your user ID. User ID also supposed to be assigned against this tolerance group. So against this tolerance group, you have assigned the user ID. I'll tell you guys. So I know that if you talk about like any candidates, so you all will be having like you are going to set up 2 company code, 3 company code, right? Okay. In that case, now you have created another company code called TM50. And for that, let's suppose you have given TG5. This is the tolerance group you have created. So I'll tell you guys, when you talk about assignment of user ID, you can assign user ID against only one group. You cannot assign user ID against multiple groups. So here, your user ID is already assigned against this group. So next time what is happening? If you want to assign your user ID against this group TGS, system will not allow, because both tolerance groups are there in the same server. Okay. So system will not allow this user ID TGM, this user ID for TGM, and same again user ID for TGS also. Same user ID for TGS also. It is not allowed. In that case, you'll be having problem. So if your user, since you have already given a tolerance group code and your user ID, so here generally what is happening, your user ID is already assigned against this one. So whenever you try to post a transactions for TM22, for that SAP will allow to post the transactions. Whereas when you try to post a transactions for TM50, here already we have defined a tolerance group, but your user ID is not assigned against this tolerance group, isn't it? So SAP will throw error at the time of transaction posting that user ID assignment is missing. So that is why I said that if the tolerance group is blank, right? In that case, user ID assignment is not needed. So in that case, you will be able to post the transactions for TM22 also and TM50 also. Okay. The next question. Now let's suppose that there is a requirement. What requirement? Let's suppose this implementation is happening for Tata Motor. Tata Motor is a subsidiary of Tata Group, guys. Try to understand this one. Okay. So Tata Motor is subsidiary to Tata Group. So later on, what will happen, guys? Later on, the same SAP installations and configurations are going to be started in Tata Motor, Tata Steel also, Tata Chemical also, isn't it? And whatever the other subsidiaries that Tata is having, like multiple, Tata Group is having multiple subsidiaries, right? So in that case, Tata Cement, Tata Chemical, this Tata Steel. So other subsidiaries also, it is going to be the same configurations, in the sense that is called rollout project. Now, so this is the one thing we have to go for. Now, here what is happening, guys? So Tata Group is having, like, let's suppose Tata Group, what they have done, they are having one central location where a particular team of, let's suppose, 1000 members are sitting, and this all 1000 member, let's suppose, so whatever the backend related activities for Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, right, Tata Cements, all are being processed from there. In the sense, say for example, if you talk about invoice posting, vendor invoice posting, so all the invoices for Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, Tata Cement, let's suppose four company codes, all the invoices, the soft copies are going to be, generally what happened, like let's suppose we are having, try to understand this one, Tata Motor, Tata Steel, okay. So now here what is happening, guys, let's suppose these all are, so four different company codes, okay. This is one of, it means four different organizations but comes under same group. Tata Motor is having its own invoices, in the sense Tata Motor is having separate procurement from vendor. Tata Steel is having its own procurement from vendor, and that to different kind of raw materials they are going to purchase, because they are having different kind of item they are producing, right? And end product they are producing. Now, so every vendors, if let's suppose a particular vendor is there for Tata Motor, supplier of Tata Motor, supplier of or vendor of Tata Steel, vendor or supplier of Tata Chemical or Tata Cement, everybody will send invoices. So multiple invoices are going to be sent from different vendors for Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Chemical and Tata Cement. Now what happened? They have put, like, there'll be a central locations in a particular city, let's suppose any metropolitan cities, there'll be a central locations where a team of 1000 people, right, or maybe more than that, just assume that a team of 1000 people are sitting over there. All the invoices which is getting collected for Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, okay, all the invoices are going to be processed by this central team, in the sense like the team of 1000 people are there. So different people will have different responsibility. Out of 1000, let's suppose there is a team of 50 people who involve in vendor invoice posting only. They have to post the vendor's invoice. So these 50 people, guys, now let's suppose, so these 50 people, what is happening now? In those people, like let's suppose multiple A, B, these all are users. Okay, users means employee. Here what will happen, guys? Now look at here. These people are going to post the invoices. Sometime, like there'll be a queue, in that the list of invoices will be there. Let's suppose a common queue is there. User A, here like, so invoice queue will be there. In invoice, like let's suppose invoice number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So let's suppose one by one these people are going to open the invoices and they will post it into SAP. Okay. Now, so sometime A is going to post the invoice which belongs to Tata Motor. Sometime A is going to post the invoice which belongs to Tata Steel, TM22, TS22, TC22, right? Let's suppose here I'll make it like TS22 and here TC22. Let's suppose this is the code we have given. These are the company code. So sometime A is going to post the invoices for this one, for this company code, for this company code, for this company code, and this company. Okay. And say for example, while doing the configurations, for Tata Motor, the client is saying that we are having, like if you talk about tolerance group, right? So client is saying that we are going to define tolerance group at 3 level, TG1, TG2, and TG3. Okay, at these 3 level we are going to define the tolerance group. Okay, then here, and of course at the time of creation you have to give the company code also. Then what will happen? These all users. These users are going to be assigned respectively here against certain tolerance group. Here let's suppose 2 lakhs amount, in the sense like amount limit, right? 2 lakhs. Then here let's suppose 10 lakhs, and here unlimited. Now, so already 3 tolerance groups we have defined. These all users are ground level people. Let's suppose they are assigned here against TC1. Okay. So this tolerance group we have defined for Tata Motor. So likewise for Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, Tata Cements also we have to define the tolerance group, guys, isn't it? Now the problem is, since let's suppose these user ID have assigned here against TG1. It means what is happening? These users IDs are already logged against this tolerance group, which is created for Tata Motor, TG1, which is created for Tata Motor. Now what will happen, guys? As I said, that one user is responsible to post the invoices against multiple company code. This A is posting the invoices for Tata Motor. If it is there in the queue, let's suppose the next invoice belongs to Tata Steel. So A is going to post the invoice for Tata Steel also. It means every users are going to post the invoices belongs to any company code. But here in this case, as I said, that we have defined a tolerance group here, right? TG1, and in that itself, all the user IDs we have assigned. Here, like let's suppose the senior people user IDs are going to be assigned. It's okay. That I have already explained in the previous session. So since all the user ID is assigned here against TG1 and that too for Tata Motor itself. So what about for Tata Steel? When the A is going to post an invoice for Tata Steel, and for Tata Steel, let's suppose we are here, I'm going to make like TZM. Okay, here TZS. Okay, different tolerance group we have defined. Okay, here for this tolerance group, let's suppose 2 lakh is the limit. For this tolerance group, we are going to give 5 lakh limit. For this tolerance group, 6 lakh. For this tolerance group, 4 lakh. So different limits are also there. Okay, I'm talking about label 1 for label 1 itself, employee, for each employee. So here, now the problem is in the same server, all company code will be there. Right? The way you guys are going to do, you all are having different company code. Okay. So same server, all the company codes are there. So one user ID can be assigned against only one tolerance group, guys. So here, how come it possible that a single user is going to post the invoices against multiple company code, guys, and it happens in real time? Of course, client would like to have such kind of requirement. They'll be saying that no, our user must be flexible. One user can post various transactions which belongs to different company code. So what to do in this case, guys? Anyone is having any idea? Of course, I can understand that it is a bit confusing at the beginning level, but still, don't worry. Later, you guys will be able to understand this logic, whatever I'm explaining. Still, I'm trying my best to provide the example here. Any solution from any person, guys, any candidates like here, anyone of you? What to do in this case? One user is going to post the invoices for multiple company code. So what would be your suggestion in that case? Anybody want to say anything? Okay. So now he says I can understand. So where is the beginning? But I'll tell you guys now what will happen. So simple. Now what is happening? Let's suppose here. Let me. So we have like, let me check here. So first of all, let me go to IX02. And here, so already I'm having this company code at the same time. Okay. So I'll just do one thing, guys. I'll define another company code called TS22, Tata Steel. Details are going to be specified here. Just try to save it. Another company code I'm going to give you a country code only and save it. One company code, right? Then you can do one thing, guys. If you want to create TC Tata Cement TC22, Just assume 3 company code only invoices, right? So it is 3 company code itself. We'll make our experiment on 3 company. So just leave it. Okay. Now, so these are the 3 company code. Now what is happening? Same users, let's suppose, is going to post the invoices for Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Cement also. So in that case, we have to define a tolerance group. For this, for tolerance group, what is happening, guys? So here there is a limit for like ground in the what to say, like level 1. They have defined like 3 levels are there. Okay. For level 1, so let's suppose these all users are level 1. So for level 1 users, what is happening? Tata Motors says that they can post the invoice up to 2 lakhs. Tata Steel said 5 lakhs. Level 1 user can post the invoice up to 5 lakhs. Tata Cement, it means a different amount limits are there. For which one? For level 1, right? So now what will happen, guys? So here, if we are going to define a tolerance group and same users are here. So what happened? So here A is assigned against this one. Then for these 2 company code, it is impossible to post the invoices. So a very simple solution is there, guys. We have to give this tolerance group code will be same. For level 1, TG1. So what we have to do? TG1, TG1, TG1. That's it. Simple. Same code plus this company code. Same code plus this company code. Same code plus this company code. Is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed. Here, go to OB-A4. OB-A4. New company code. First of all, what I have to do? Okay, no issues. I'll check it. So now TZ1, let's suppose level 1 for Tata Motor. What is the restrictions? 2 lakh. Okay. Now here let's suppose 5% and certain. Okay, just save it. Okay, this is for Tata Motor TG1. So level 1. Here we have given 2 lakh restrictions. Now just do one thing. The same TG1 you just copy. This is not mine. Somebody has given the code, guys. So you must have to assign the user ID, or the system will throw error. Okay. Now, and the similar, I'll tell you guys, because I receive multiple messages also, right? Multiple messages. You know that the videos are available on YouTube, right? And certain other platforms also, the basic videos itself. But now the problem is like if somebody is getting error, simply they will take the screenshot. They are going to send a WhatsApp message, right? Daily basis more than 100, 200 messages are coming, and these are the common errors, right? It is impossible to apply everybody, and it is impossible to read out that much messages also. So that is why like most of the messages are going to be on read itself, because there is no time to read out all those messages. I've seen like very long message people are writing and they're sending. So from candidate side, they are thinking that only I have sent. But for me, what is happening, guys? It is more than 200. It is more than 100, right? So how come it's possible to read out those many messages and all? That is why, right? So I have to. So it is impossible to read out. But the thing is like mostly these common errors are there. Common errors means small mistakes, silly mistakes, isn't it? Now here, so I have just copied which one. Now I have to set up for Tata Motor. Already I have done TG1, TG1, for Tata Motors. Okay, so just copy, and now I'm going to set up for Tata Steel. So this is for TS22. Okay, Tata Steel, what is the requirement? Tata Steel 5 lakh. For level 1 people, 5 lakh. So here 5 lakh. Level 1 people, 5 lakh. Remaining all the same. It's okay. Press enter. So this is for Tata Steel. And again for Tata Chemical, TC22. For Tata Chemical, let's suppose 4 lakh. Okay. So look at here. What is the tolerance group code, guys? TC1, right? And so we have given a same code for every company code. For level 1, TG1, right? For level 1, TG1. And then what is happening? Then here, so level 1, TG1. So TM22, again TS22 also same code, and TC22 also same code, right? But what is happening? Amount limits for TM22 we have given 2 lakh, for TS22 we have given 5 lakh, or for TC we have given same code is there, amount limits are different. These all are level 1 user. So what is happening? These users are going to be assigned against a tolerance group code. So we have assigned against TZ1, against TZ1. So what is happening, guys? Now remove this one because different. So we have assigned against TZ1. So against TZ1, TZ1 is there for Tata Motor also, Tata Steel also, Tata Chemical also. So now A will be able to post the invoice for Tata Motor, for Tata Steel, Tata Cement, right? So look at here, because see, if you guys are going to become a consultant, it's not like simply you are going to set up this tolerance group as per your requirement. Client will say that this is what the requirement. So we have to provide the solutions. How you can provide the solutions, guys? So of course, like the thinking level must be broader. But again, slowly, once you guys get the experience and all, you will be. But the problem is like for that, first of all, you must be having a perfect understanding of these all things. Then it will be very simple to grasp the things and to adopt the things quickly, or else it takes too much time. And by the time people thinks now I'm able to understand the things and all, till the time the terminations later will be there in their hand. Right? That is what is happening in IT companies. It's not a government company, whether you perform or not, that doesn't matter. Your job is secured. This is private jobs. If the performance is not there, immediately people are going to hand over the nominations later. And that is what is happening nowadays. Multiple people are like, because multiple ways are there to crack the interview, guys. Somebody's are going to uh, go for proxies, and multiple ways nowadays I have seen, right? Everywhere it is happening. But once they enter into organizations, the performance is zero. So in the same way, right? Newton's third law, right, is applicable. So the way they are going inside, in the same way they are coming outside also. So now, so so here what is happening? In this case, the same code you have to keep. TG1, TG1, TG1. Likewise, level 2. Level 2 also same code, all the company code, Tata Motor, Tata Steel. If you want to keep a different limits for level 2, we can keep. Okay. So this is how the things are going to happen, guys. Isn't it? So if you do like this, then what happened? One user can be able to post the invoices for the multiple company code. But again, I'll tell you, don't make this experiment right now. First of all, you need to have a perfect understanding about these things and all. So just I have explained. Later on, like let's suppose once you have done the entire configurations and testing for one particular company code, Then after that onwards, you guys can go for other experiment, or else initially you're going to stuck somewhere. So that is why I said that when you have to set up, now TG1, this is like TC, TM, and okay. So TC22, TM22, and TS22. I'll just delete again because I have to assign my user ID. I don't want to assign my user ID because I have this TM23 is not mine. It's okay. So just save it. Okay. Just wanted to show you because now if I have to assign the user ID, it is going to be assigned against only one tolerance group, that is TG1 itself. So in this case, what is happening? When multiple company codes are there, then the code will be same. So that you have to assign the user ID against a particular code, and that same code is there for all company code. So one user will be able to post the transactions against multiple company code. Okay. So once again, I'll repeat, keep this tolerance group blank and give your company code. Here you can put the restrictions in terms of amount, right? Initially you keep the blank so that there won't be any error. Now, so we'll come back on the next one. Posting key. What is the use of this posting key, guys? Right? Now, posting key decide a debit and credit side of transactions. Okay? Posting key decide a debit and credit side of transactions. It also controls the field status of a document. I'll tell you here. If you talk about posting key, say for example, I have to post a transactions, rent related transaction. So in that case, what happened? Rent account is going to be, let's suppose, debited, and if the rent amount is paid by bank, so bank account is going to be, let's suppose, is going to be credited. Rent GL is going to be debited, bank GL is going to be credited. Simple entry, guys, worth of a particular amount. Okay, this is the amount. So now here, as per this dual entry concepts and all, every debit must be having an equal credit also, right? So in the sense like here, so rent is debit, rent debit 2000, and what is the credit of this one? In the sense this is called offsetting GL, you can say. What is the offsetting GL of this rent account? So this is bank account, another 2000. So now here debit and credit, right? So both are 0 plus minus 0. It's okay. So now this is the simple accounting entry. So here what happened in SAP language, generally instead of debit and credit, we are going to use a code. Okay, instead of debit and credit, because in SAP language, what is happening, guys? For everything, we have defined a code. Transaction is getting posted for Tata Motor. Are we going to write a complete name of Tata Motor? No. When you have to post a transactions, for Tata Motor, 4-digit code is there. For Tata Steel, another 4-digit code is there. Right? Likewise, rent account debit, bank account credit. So for this debit and credit, SAP says that we'll be having, for this one also there is a code. Okay, this is like, so for debit there is a code called 40. There is, for credit there is a code called 50. So this is called posting key. Okay, posting key is going to determine the debit and credit side of transactions. It means rent account, debit means we have to enter, like, let's suppose at the time of transaction posting, that also you guys will see practically, don't worry. So when you have to enter rent account, right, let's suppose, first of all, go to F-02. Here we are going to give all the details, company code, and then look at here guys, here, so posting key 40, it means it is saying debit. So what is the debit GL? So debit GL number is going to be given, and later on a credit GL is going to be given. So for credit, a posting key will be 50. Okay. Now, so the question is, so are we having only 40 and 50 posting key, or we are having other posting key also? So yes, I'll tell you guys, multiple posting keys are there. Multiple posting key. How you will come to know? Go to OB41. Look at here. Multiple posting keys are there. Now, there will be a question in your mind that how I will come to know, in the sense how you guys will come to know that when we have to enter 40, when we have to enter 50, or how it is possible, how is it possible to remember all this posting key. I'll tell you guys, you people or anyone, no need to remember this posting key, whether it is consultant or end users. Okay, no need to remember the posting key, because whichever transactions nowadays are going to be posted by the candidates and all, SAP is going to suggest the posting key automatically. Okay, posting key is going to be suggested by system automatically. So no need to remember the posting key here. Like let's suppose 40 posting key. Double click here. Okay, so this 40 is for debit. So it is going to determine whether it is debit or credit. Apart from this, it is going to, like, for which account type this posting key will be used. For which account type? Again, in details there will be, like, account type means in SAP we are having only 5 kind of accounts. If you talk about transactions, a transactions belongs to either customer or vendor. In the sense, a customer related transactions will be there, a vendor related transactions will be there, a GL related transactions will be there, asset related transactions will be there, material related transactions will be there. Only the entire transactions are going to be segregated in 5 types only, guys. Only these 5 types of transactions will be there into SAP. Somebody will say that, what about the salary? What, like, this is related to what? What about this rent? What about this audit fee? What about the fuel expenses? I'll tell you guys, so these are the nature of transactions, right? If you talk about salary is going to be posted, right? So salary is going to be given to the employees, or else, like, forget about this employees. So employees are going to be set up as a vendor, or else, like, salaries to bank. So salary is one GL, bank is another GL. So which kind of transaction it is? It is going to fall under this one, right? So that's what I'm saying. You guys will be having a very good idea about this account type also in upcoming session, because we are in the beginning only, right? There are multiple things which we have to discuss, which I have to explain. So you guys are going to be very much familiar with this account type also. Right now, what is happening? What is the use of? Don't look at each and every fields, guys. And I'll tell you one more thing. In SAP, we are having multiple fields. Multiple fields. If somebody started explaining the logic behind each and every field, it will take 10 years. It is going to take 10 years, or even in 10 years also this entire training is not going to be completed. That much depth is there, and those many things are there, isn't it? So, okay. So now here, what is the exact and multiple country specific settings are also there, guys. There are multiple settings which even I also don't know because I haven't get opportunity to use that and I couldn't get any such kind of requirement where I can explore those settings and all, isn't it? That is why I say always to everyone that even if you spend your entire life also, you cannot say that you become expert of SAP because those many settings are there, those many configurations are there, those many steps are there, right? And multiple country specific settings are there. So we are having more than 200 countries, let's suppose, in the entire world. In our entire lifetime, we can support maybe some 30 project max to max or 40 projects max to max. And that too, if every year you guys are going to change the project, then I'm talking about. So if you talk about country specific settings, how many country specific settings max to max you have learned? Maybe 30 or 40, right? Okay. But yes, we are going to talk about the common things which is applicable in case of like 95% of the cases, right? Okay. And the common and standard things, which is whether you are from India, you are from UK, you are from US, you are from Australia, you are any European countries, Middle East countries, African nations, whatever it is, everywhere it is applicable. Standard setting means everywhere it is applicable, right? So that is why everywhere in the training, people are going to talk about standard at this level is standard only. Country specific settings, once you become a consultant, you guys are going to explore those things, right? But in standard itself, there are a lot more things to know, which is not being explained by people. And that is why the candidates are having very little knowledge. And based on that, it is very difficult to crack the interview. Okay. So now here I said that instead of debit and credit, what is happening? We are going to use the posting key. So this is debit entry. Here it is selected already, right? Account type is there that you guys will come to know. Don't worry. Now, okay. So there is another things I said, that is, so posting key decide the debit and credit side of transactions. That is the one thing. Apart from this, posting key also control the field status of a document or transactions. Now, again, another confusion, guys. Another confusion. Okay. And that is why mostly what happened, guys, if you talk about this line, since it is going to create another confusion, and if somebody has to explain this logic, it may take half an hour or 1 hour. So why do you explain this? Better to remove this so that the people can save. I as a faculty can save my time, right? But no, you have to understood these all things. This is how you guys are going to be unique and different compared to other people in the market. Now, so it also controls the field status of a document in the sense transactions. What is this? So first of all, if we talk about like while posting the transactions, if you post a transactions, multiple fields are going to appear. So those fields are going to be controlled by status variant, right? I said already in the previous session that at the time of transaction posting, whatever the fields are there, those fields are getting controlled by field status variant. Then I said one more thing, document type. Okay. Certain fields are getting controlled by document type, but only two fields. Which are the two fields, guys, controlled by document type? Someone tell me.
Document header text reference to.
Yes. Header text and reference field are going to be controlled by. Okay. Now, Okay, so field status variant, document type. Then we are having, now I said even posting key. Posting key also control the fields. Posting key also control the fields, right? If you check here, look at here. For posting key also we are having general data, additional account here like general data. We are having multiple settings here for posting key, right? You make it here like this itself. So posting key is also going to control the fields. At the same time, I said the field status variant, that is also going to control the fields, right? That is also going to control the fields. Go to OBC4. BC4. So what is our field status variant? That is TM20. Double click on any field status group. Here also, look at here. Here also we are having the same thing, isn't it? So here we are saying like optional and required. And here also we are having same control. So the question is, why the same setting or same control has been given by SAP at two different places, right? Same setting has been given by SAP at two different places because fields fields which appears at the time of transaction posting, right? So those fields are getting controlled by posting key also. In the sense, same fields are getting controlled by field status variant also, and same fields are getting controlled by posting key also, isn't it? So why this setting has been given by SAP at two different places? And of course, people may ask such kind of questions. What is the difference? Here, at posting key level, I am saying assignment and text is optional. Whereas at field status variant level, it is optional and text is required. At one place it is optional, at one place it is required. Now, while posting the transactions, what about SAP? Which one is going to be considered by SAP? Because two different, somebody is saying that you have to go towards south. Another instruction is that go towards north. And you can obey only one. You can follow only one instructions. So which one? Supposed to be based. And if you are going to follow a particular directions, then there must be some logic also, right? So likewise here. So why? So which one is going to be followed by as like required is there at one place in like let's suppose here field status variant at this level text field is required and at posting key it is optional. So when we post a transaction, which one is going to be followed by like in the sense which one is going to be accepted by SAP? That we'll see practically. We'll see practically. But first of all, if we talk about this posting key, so as I said, like this field controls whatever the transaction post. If you post a transactions, whatever the fields are appearing, those fields are going to be controlled by field status variant till previous session. Now I am saying that the same field can be controlled by posting key also. So yes, so the question is what is the difference? Why same setting has been? I'll tell you guys. The differences are there. Field status variant is a company code level setting. level setting and posting key is a client level setting. Field status variant is a company code level setting and field posting key is a client level setting. Okay, this is what the difference. Again, when I say this is company code level setting and this one is a client level setting, so the question is still remain. This question is unanswered, no? That why SAP has given the same setting at two different places here at this level also and this one also. Document type is going to control header text and reference field, only two fields. You remove this for the time being because that is having a different control. But these two settings are going to control the same field, right? So what is the difference? So now I said one is client level set, company code level setting, and posting key is a client level setting. But again, this is not going to solve. It is not the answer of the question. But I'll tell you guys, yes, this is the answer of the questions. There is the answer of the questions. But again, so first of all, but this can be answer of the questions only if you guys are able to understand the difference between company code level setting and client level setting. If you understood the difference, then easily you guys will be able to understand that, okay, same fields are getting controlled by field status variant, same fields are getting controlled by posting key, but still differences are there. And why this setting has been given by SAP at two different places. So now this I'll explain in next session. What is the difference between these two? That I'll explain in next session, guys. Okay, and here in the last session, there is a question from Venkatesh. So that I couldn't answer, but I have seen here. Once again, he has written the questions. So I'll answer this question, guys. And one more thing, as you guys said, like, why don't I record this questions? Like, because you guys are having multiple queries, but the queries and questions are not getting recorded because the videos are going to be very lengthy and it is very longer. Whatever queries and questions are going to be asked by people, guys, of course, it is one time and it is going to be clarified. So later on, what will happen, guys? This all 100% clarifications will be there, right? This is what the benefit of live sessions. You'll be having multiple questions. You can put here all the questions and all, right? So, and of course, I'm going to clarify. So that's what that is why I don't record those because that 1 hour session is going to be like again additional 30 minutes, 40 minutes are going to be added. Now here, so here the question was from Venkatesh that the difference between amount per document and amount per open item. This question belongs to which one, guys? This question belongs to tolerance group. Can anybody explain what is the difference? Because in the previous session I have already explained. So if anyone who is able to, let double click on anyone. So here we are having, or is like I'll open mine only.
Amount per document, I think it's related to any GL, and open items is related to vendors and customers.
Okay. Yeah. So look at here, certain limits I have given. Certain limits I have given. Okay. So here I'll just specify here, let's suppose 1000. And here I'm going to give limit of 2000 and save it. So what happened? This amount per document. This is for GL to GL transactions. And this is for open item account. Open item means customer and vendor related transactions mostly. Generally what happened, and that open item you guys will like, let's suppose some of you, and not some of you, most of you, because I know that all are beginners only, so are not able to understand what is this open item. So again, account payable and account receivable, multiple session will be there on that. So you guys will come to know. So I'll tell you now here, I'll just put a very simple example. Okay. So say for example, this is like rent account debit and bank account credit. So this transactions is related to what, guys? This transaction is related to here. So this is like rent is a GL account. and bank is also a GL account. So in this case, what is happening? GL to GL entry is there, right? So when such kind of entries are going to be posted, so SAP is going to check what is this 2000, right? So in this case, SAP is going to check what limit we have given. So for GL to GL entry, this is for GL. Per document means that is for GL. And this is open item means customer and vendor. Okay. So now here what happened? GL to GL entry means system is going to check here what limit I have given. I have given 1000 and I am trying to post a transactions worth of 2000. In that case, transaction posting will not be allowed by system. Transaction posting will not be allowed by system. Why? Because maximum limit I have given 1000, isn't it? So we have to increase the limit over there, then SAP is going to allow. Now, that is the one. Let's suppose there is another entry called, like, let's suppose we have received an invoice from vendor and the payment is not made yet. Payments are going to be made after 30 days. In that case, what is happening, guys? Since we have not made payment from bank account right now, so still that is your liability, right? So in this case, what is going to be credited, guys? What is going to be credited here? Anyone? Rent debit. Which account is going to be credited?
Credited to vendor or bank?
So credit vendor, guys. Bank means once you make payment, then the bank will come into picture, right? When I said like we are going to receive the invoice, but the payment is not made yet. So in that case, vendor account, right? So vendor account is going to be that particular vendor, whatever the vendor name is there, that vendor account is going to be credited here, right? So in this case, what is happening? Now rent is a GL and this is, let's suppose this rent related invoice, let's suppose XYZ builder or infrastructure limited. Okay. XYZ infrastructure, that is like a builder company, guys. Okay. So Tata Motor has taken, like, let's suppose they are having corporate office, they have taken on lease. So it was leased from this XYZ infrastructure. It is a particular real estate organizations, guys. They have given this property on rent to Tata Motor. So every month we are receiving invoice from XYZ Infra, right? So in this case, what is happening? And the payments are going to be made after 15 days or 30 days. Negotiations will be there, guys. So after a particular amount, the payments are going to be made. So here rent debit and this account credit. In this case, what will happen? So this is GL and this is vendor, right? So again, here equal, guys, right? Debit and, but overall, like, what is happening here? So rent line, GL line item 2000 and vendor 2000. So in this case, what will happen, guys? In this case, what is happening? System will allow or not? So in this case, vendor line item is okay, 2000 we have already given the limits, but GL line item is, we have given different limit, right? GL line item, we have given a different limit, right? But overall, I'll tell you guys, so generally what is happening, so this is what, when you talk about vendor related transactions, SAP is going to check here this limit. When you talk about GL related transactions, when the system is going to check this limit. Okay, so this is what the difference is here, and those things also we can test practically, because if I'm going to explain right now, maybe after few days you guys are going to forget. right? If you talk about the practice, then after watching the video, maybe once or twice you are going to watch the video. You're not going to watch the video on regular basis. Later on, you'll be having like configuration documents, so you guys are going to follow this configuration documents, right? If you watch the configuration documents and then if you do the configurations, no need to watch a continuously 1 hour video again and again, right? This is for the understanding the concepts. Once you understood the concepts, then no need to refer the videos again and again, right? So you can see the configuration document, you can do the configurations. Okay, so yes, this is what the difference here. When GL to GL entries are there, in that case, GL related amounts are going to be checked by system from here, and vendor related or customer related, open item related things are going to be checked here, right? Later on, you guys can. So here, if I make it like 2000, then what is happening? The vendor related transactions are also going to be posted. So generally what happened, guys, in real time, a particular limits are going to be given here, right? So right now what I'll do, okay, anyway, once we post the transactions, I'll show you guys this practically. I'll show you how it is going to happen, how the control is there. Okay, so that's all, guys. That's all in this session. I'll stop the session, wrap up the session here, because already I think it is more than 1 hour. So that's all in this session.